Some portable audiophiles. They have no problem taking two different boxes out into the street. Some people even like to use things like this hi-fi DAC amp. And this is really cool because what you can do, this is a normal iOS lightning adapter, connects in here, and you connect it to your phone and you carry it like this, which is not the most convenient thing in the universe, especially if you want to strap them together with rubber straps, because then the straps go across here and across here. So this, I kind of consider this more of a transportable thing than a portable setup. Here is an example of actually probably the only DAP/DAC amp combo that I've ever used, because you can see these rubber straps here don't obscure the screen on this very original AK optical out into the Chord Mojo, which is probably one of the best sounding DAC amps below $1,000. It's fantastic. Chord Mojo. But this is the Chord Poly, which I've written about recently. This is a clip-on streamer add-on for the Mojo. So they go together like that. Chord have generously sent me a nice carry case made, I think, in Japan by Van Noyes. And this slides in here like this. So we have this second device to carry. It's a DAC, it's a headphone amplifier, but it's also got this streaming portion in here. So you connect your headphones here, but you can also use this end to connect it to an audio system, which is what I'm about to do. So before we get into headphones, I want to talk about how this thing, this Duo, can work in an audio system, a two-channel speaker audio system. So I'm going to connect this to my system here. I've got a connection with the PS Audio preamp all ready to go. And I can just put it on there like that. And because it's battery powered, I can just leave it there for running for like 9 hours if I need to. Or I can connect a micro USB into the back here and keep it on constant charge. Okay, so with Poly connected to my audio system here, I can stream Roon to it. I can stream UPnP over the network from the server in the kitchen that also runs my Roon core. I can also play back the contents of the micro SD card using Glider. So I'm using Chord's new Go Figure app. It's only for iOS at the moment, so I'm using it on an iPad here. So, well, you can see that the Poly is running in Roon Ready mode at the moment. So already this is showing up in Roon, so I can play music directly to it. If I go back to Go Figure, so Roon Ready. If I flip this switch, that reboots the Mojo-Poly into UPnP mode. So now that the Poly is rebooted into UPnP mode, I'm using an app here called Glider, and the music library it's showing is actually the contents of the micro SD card that's inserted into the side of Poly. So I've got some auteurs, some Pet Shop Boys, some Savages, and I can use this app to play those gaplessly. Glider's pretty cool in that it uses UPnP to index the library and for like library navigation, but then when I click play, it kicks over into music player daemon mode. So this is Poly running in everything else mode, which is UPnP and MPD. So you can use any UPnP app or music player daemon app to stream to Poly. We have more advanced settings down here. So Poly is connected to my Wi-Fi network here. I can also use Spotify. Here I'm playing Moderat's A New Era. I go down to more devices, and there's Poly Darko there. And that's playing over AirPlay. So it's Spotify over AirPlay. So far we've been using the iPad and Go Figure because it's big and we're at home, to use Poly as an AirPlay receiver, as a Roon receiver, as a UPnP receiver, as an MPD receiver. We can also use Bluetooth as well, which is especially useful for Android users who can't easily do AirPlay. So I can stream from this phone to the Poly using Bluetooth. There aren't any fancy codecs, so the sound's pretty basic. So here I am on my couch. Mojo-Poly is here with me. not connected to a hi-fi system, completely battery powered. I've got Roon ready to go. So the Mojo-Poly can be used in a hi-fi system, as it was here. I can use it anywhere I like in the house. So I can use it on the couch. So I can use it in the kitchen. So I can also use it in my office. I can use it on my balcony. So at the moment, Poly is connected to my Wi-Fi network. But if I use the GoFigure app to push Poly into hotspot mode like this, Poly will reboot. She'll no longer be connected to my Wi-Fi network. And now she's ready to go out of the house. It's a grey day, but it's nice and peaceful. You can hear the birds singing. It's a nice place just to sit and listen to nature. Or, because this is Berlin and I have my Mojo-Poly with me, to techno. So excuse me. So here we are at the Brandenburg Gate. It's kind of noisy. So I have my Mojo-Poly, my iPhone with glider to control playback of music from the SD card here. So I can use the Poly and the phone here in the middle of town in front of what was the Berlin Wall. Probably the best sounding portable device I've ever heard. And you'd have to really struggle to get a DAP that sounds better than this. But then you'd also have to ask yourself, at what price? $2,000? $3,000? $4,000? This thing costs $1,000. In my book, that makes it a bargain.